here we go, guys. We're here on Dragon Shard waiting on everybody to get on in and get everything rolling. Observation links have been put out, um, and we're waiting on right now Degeneration X come up, and everything's live. Here we are on Dragon Shard with these two teams, Division 3 team. I'm sorry, 2. Let me change that since this is such a big. There it is. Uh, Last minute thrown together. Here we are. All right, so here we are at Dragon Shard. So we all know what Dragon Shard is with the two shrine in the top and the bottom lane, and they fight over control those shrines to activate the dragon for their insides. And as you know, in any kind of sort of competition match, this event, this taking the um, the dragon can be a long time to happen, and it sometimes fit 10 to 15 minutes or get into the 13 or 16 tier range sometimes, depending on how the teams are playing. So Mediocre Bets gets the first ban, and they're going to ban out Zul. Pretty classic ban. He's a very powerful, pushy melee specialist, one of my personal favorites. So I like seeing him played, and I get a little sad, a little teary-eyed when he does get banned, and usually he is. So I'm pretty sad a lot. So here we are with this, waiting on Degeneration X response, and they're going to respond with the typical Kael'thas ban here. Still a very powerful mage, and the living bomb and how it can spread once you tear into it is absolutely devastating for teams. So rightfully so, banning that out, and we're looking for Mediocre's at best first pick of this draft here on Dragonshire. I would imagine. Oh, it is going to be the Li Ming. I was just about to say it was going to be a Li Ming, or I would have thought a Thrall or something like that. But they are going to get the Li Ming. That is again no big surprise there. They're not revealing anything about what they're trying to do with their comp. They're just taking the best available, or arguably the best available hero on the table right now with that pick. So we're moving on into now the Degeneration's first two picks here as a response. A Nubarak would be a great counter to a Li Ming. We are going to see the Falstad come out, which is arguably another top tier. Not arguably, I think he is. He is definitely a top tier uh, uh, um, hero to have. For me personally, it's either pick him or ban him. Either you're going to ban him or you pick him right away. And we're going to see the response with an Illidan trying to be a counter to that Li Ming pick. However, Mediocre Best has 4 picks to counter that Illidan pick by Degeneration X. We'll see if that's going to be a little bit of a misstep by trying to draft him so early before the second ban phase is over. So here we are with the Mediocre's pick. Basically, what you can do is a Brightwing who has a global presence. Falstad has a global presence for Degeneration X. Brightwing could be a response. There it is, right there, with the global that she brings, along with that polymorph. And then especially, I think it's tier 16 where you can get polymorph adds vulnerability, and you throw that on Illidan, and it's just Illideth on him. So here we are with Mediocre's next pick here. This could be probably might be a tank. Maybe they want to get their tank taken care of before they enter this ban phase. Yeah, before they get choked out of a certain tank. That might be an idea. ETC is a very popular tank right now. He's arguably the best tank in the game right now. We are going to see the Sonya dude come out. Heavy bruiser. She's tank-ish, probably the tankiest of most of all the bruisers in the game right now. Personally, again, my personal favorite. I think I have the most games on him, on her. Looks like him. I believe maybe my Illidan might have my personal most games, but I think Sonya's right up there. So Degeneration X now coming out with their second ban here. I would be thinking it's going to be some sort of tank ban here to give him a bit of a choke, and it is. It is going to be that ETC. No big surprise there. Like I said, devastating Mosh ability there that he brings, and the CC and the interrupts that he can do to get teams out of the fray there. The response ban, I think, is going to be probably a healer of sorts, probably a Rhaegar or an LT, probably LT to make sure you don't get the matchup and the pairing of LT Lieutenant Morales with the Illidan and the stem. I would imagine it would be that, and it is going to be a Tassadar. They elect to go with a Tassadar. Tassadar also synergizes very well with Illidan with the shield. Uh, um, and then throwing up the wall that Illidan then can get on a player. So a good ban there. Either one would have gone either way. I would imagine Degeneration X as a response will pick up their um, Lieutenant Morales as a healer here, and we're still going to wait here, and we're still waiting on probably another tank for Mediocre at best. You could single tank that with Sonya. It's rough though as a bruiser slash tank. but I would imagine them getting something else. And Degeneration X is going to pick up a Rhaegar, who is arguably, again, one of the best healers in the game. Doesn't synergize as well with an Illidan as Lieutenant Morales, but overall, he is a better healer, global healer than LT is. LT with her spray and pray kind of mentality, only on one person at a time. He can do his chain lightning along with shields and then ancestral on top of that with Rhaegar. And then Murden is going to be the pickup as their tank, solid tank in Murden. One of my personal favorites with Dwarf Toss, the Hammer Throw, and the clap there, Thunderclap. Um, Solid tip tank. We'll be interested to see how he builds more of a damage spec or straight up tanky spec. We'll see how that rolls out. Mediocre at best picking their last two player heroes here to round out their draft here. I would envision they're going to need some kind of melee damage and a tank. So here we are going to see the Johanna as a way to counter again Muradins. We have possibly two counters in Brightwing and Joanna with Blind and Polymorph, and then a third counter with Sonya, just able to just shred when she goes spins for wins Illidan very, very well. And we are going to see a Zagara pickup there. I was wondering if they're going to go get a range or a melee type damage dealer specialist type person, and they go with a Zagara. Excellent, excellent vision on here. Vision doesn't play a little bit of a role here in this map, especially in the middle when teams are trying to get into transition, knowing where they are is good, but still a very solid pick, especially when we get this creep spread and the extra bonuses when being on creep. Degeneration X coming out with their next pick here. They pretty much have everything already covered, so this could be some sort of surprise pick. I wouldn't think they would go a Zero Tool. I wouldn't think they would go maybe Lost Vikings. We have seen a couple of Lost Vikings. Jay and I have casted a couple of Lost Vikings here. I would imagine it'd be some kind of specialist to round this out here. And Asmodan, we've seen Asmodan kind of creep up in the draftings here in Cheer League here, and we are going to see the Thrall. Solid, solid pickup with that Thrall. Thrall is obviously has been a really top tier. Has been a top tier hero, excuse me, as I was trying to switch around here, in here in League and in the pro scenes, and the fact that he was able to last all the way down to the last pick for the last team picking, outstanding. So this is a solid, solid pickup. Looking at this, I'm going to go with Mediocre best because they did a really nice job of countering Illidan here with the Brightwing, Sony, and Joe. But I also do like Degeneration Next team, especially with that Falstead and Thrall, Rhaegar, Muradin, Illidan, yes and no. But we'll see how that works out here. I'm going to click my little ready button here. And we're waiting on everybody to get ready to go here. Who are we missing here? Sonya, I think. Well, we're missing a bunch to go in here. So, like I said, this match is thrown together here at the last minute. Jay is actually off vacationing in Ohio right now, so it's just gonna be me. We're gonna see if we can get him on a later match. If you guys want to stick around for after this, it's gonna be a quick turnaround for me to get another match going when this match ends, since this was kind of sort of an emergency pickup. And then I have a late nightcap tonight at 11:30 my time, Central Standard Time. With another team. Should be fun. I'm gonna have a fun night tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. Single casting myself. I'm not a big fan of it, but I do enjoy casting it as a whole. So I will bear it and do it, and then I can just improve upon my skills like that. So we're waiting on the teams to check in right here. So Dragon Shower, we're going to see a lot of the global presence be from Falstead and Brightwing moving in and out of both shrines. I would imagine Zagara is going to try to pick her lane and just stick with it and just soak that lane, either going to be top or traditionally the bottom lane. And here, I would expect that with these two teams, I think they could go a long while before we get a Dragonite to spawn. Looking at this composition and how things are going to shape up, especially with that global presence there and being able to come in and come out of situations and team fights. Again, Falstead a solid pickup here. I'm sure it's going to go for that gust, able to dictate team fights of when it's going to occur and when it's not. And here we are. We're going to start it now, and then I am going to switch to in-game. Drop that and do this. All right. There we go. Thank you guys. Here we are. We're finally ready to go. So we got two teams here ready to fly and blink, as it were, into Dragon Shire here between a matchup between Mediocre at best and Degeneration X here on Dragonshire. This is going to be a Division 2 match here for the Division 2 this week. They're all in Dragonshire. Division 3 is on Infernal Shrines, and I'm not sure where Division 1 and Division or Pro Division are located at here. So we'll see how this all shakes out as we get going here. So get my positioning here. So in the blue trunks, we have Seachel on Brightwing, on Popo on Joe, and Cucumber on Li Ming, and I don't know how to say that dude's name, Jay, let's say Anzagara, and Blow Gently on Sonya. In the red trunks, we have Akash on Thrall, and Nidal on Rhaegar, excuse me, and Sukiyaka on Falstad, and Prudence 69 on Illidan, and 7 uppers on Meridan.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So it looks like here it looks like Mediocre Best is going to try to take a little bit of a gank squad push into mid lane here. Seeing what they can see here, and the fight is going to start ensuing here in the mid lane here. Just a little bit of poking, not too much of a hard engagement. Usually how this rolls is you want to poke to see what you get, make a quick engagement, see if you can catch somebody out, and if not, then back out and get into lane to start the soaking process here. We already see Thrall here up in the top lane, and Illidan down here in the bottom lane working here. And we still see these two teams in the mid lane trying to get somebody out of position here. And Zagara already starting to go to work on that cannon down here, and a bit of a rotation. It looks like we're coming down here on Illidan. He might get caught out here. Condemn come out from Joe, the blinds come out, the polymorph is out, and Illidan is going to be able to dive himself away from that, and we are going to get a little bit of damage on that bottom cannon here. Here in the top lane, then we're going to see Sonya spin for wins against Falstad here, getting away here with Thrall and Falstad here in the top lane, and the rotation coming back up here to mid lane. As the four-man squad from Mediocre at Best continues to go between mid lane and bot lane here. Illidan again caught out with Condemn, and missiles do come out, and he is able to squeak himself away here. And the shrines are up for the first Dragonite here, and both teams are going to be jostled for permission. A little bit of a missed matchup here in mid lane here, as 2 of the Mediocre at Best here against 3. Oh, here comes the third one. Cucumber's coming up against Degeneration X here. Damage is coming out. Teleport is used by Cucumber. Here the shield coming out on Brightwing, and Meridan just doing what he can to get some of that soak there, and he is taking a little bit of damage, but not too bad with Rhaegar by his side to use up his chain lightning here. Sonya pushing a little bit against Thrall, but she's down almost about half health. Not much she can do against that cannon here with Thrall. You're already using his sippy cup. Falstad waiting in the wings here in mid lane here, seeing what he can find out. Cucumber with that nice big orb here. Joe coming out here trying to get against Meridan, and it looks like our first shrine is captured by Degeneration X by Illidan here. See what we can do up here in top lane. Oh my, Sonya getting really low. Brightwing almost getting down, and Falstad able to get that last little auto shot off on Brightwing, and he goes down. Sonya trying to re-engage here. Thrall goes down because he gets caught out. Sonya's still a little bit low, but to see if he's just going to capture the top. Both teams have taken a death right now. As we get closer to the 3-minute mark here, both teams level 4. XP does look about the same. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Talents already have been selected. Take a quick look at the talent build so far. I'm just quickly glancing at it to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. No, there really isn't. Meridan is taking usually what the Meridan goes with. We did see a block instead of the heals on Sonya instead of the tier 1, and we are going to see that shrine to be finally both shrines captured by Degeneration X, and the battle is swimming in mid lane here for it. Illidan getting a little bit low, and Mediocre Best able to recapture that bottom lane shrine here. Bit of a rotation coming down here from Falstad here on Li Ming against Meridan and Falstad. He's going to get a little... Oh! She does get away. Nothing too much out of there. Able to just retract out of there. Feeling the pressure coming in from the top lane as well. Again, both teams looking to rotate here into the mid lane to see what they can see. Big orb comes up, hits on the minions here. Sonya taking a little bit of the auto damage from Falstad. Zagara putting down her creep to make sure she has proper vision for herself and the team. Illidan still down here in bottom lane trying to take the shrine, and Zagara comes back down to take the shrine as well. Bit of a rotation here on we'll get Sonya, Illidan, Raynor, and Zagara already here, and Li Ming getting into the fray as well against Illidan. Oh, the Brightwing does come phase shifts into here. Excuse me, blinks into here. Meridan sitting up top lane to see what he can see. Didn't come out with his hammer there. Dwarfcroft comes out to jump over the excuse me, the shrubs there, and we are going to see
Hero slain.
Cucumber try to capture the dragon, but just not enough time to do so. Again, now the shrines do flip in favor of Degeneration X, and we are going to see a bit of a rotation here coming from Mediocre at Best, rotating top, as a couple members from Degeneration X come into the mid lane to see if they can get the Dragonite, but Sonya, or excuse me, Jaina, or Joe, excuse me, is waiting. Bit of a fight coming out here in mid lane here. Vernon getting real low. Hammers come out from Falstead as Joe is also getting time. Look, Dem comes out. She's trying to retreat. 3 against 3 here in the mid lane here as the chain lightning is used. Vernon still very, very low. Johanna, oh, that orb almost got into it. Vernon able to escape with his life. Falstead able to escape. And Raynor was able to get back as well before he takes too much damage from Mooney and Sonya. Bottom shrine is flipped to Mediocre at Best. Top shrine is still in the hands of Degeneration X, and a battle poking is still going to ensue here in the mid lane here as Falstead does try to beat it back to get some much needed health and mana. Bit of a rotation here coming from the top lane with Sonya against Thrall, and Joe waiting in the wings to see what she can see. Fork Lightning does come out here, a nice little speed boost there on from Thrall's E there. I forget the name of it, I apologize. And we do have a 3-man rotation against Thrall here, but Leeming is a little bit too late here. Not electing to take a couple more pokes at the tower, since there is not a whole lot of siege damage going in here. And it looks like Popo is going to be trying to take the shrine. I would like to see, since it's taking this long to get a Dragonite here, one of the teams like the Cigar, or one of the players like the Cigar or somebody else on the other side with Degeneration X, try putting pressure on a Merc camp to see if they can get a Merc spawn, to get a little extra pressure on their side, forcing their opponents to make decisions, because no decisions are really being made here. Just defend the altars. Rotate them to yourselves between top and bottom. But if you add in a nice little wrinkle here, bottom lane is getting really poked out, and Illidan does come out here, get caught out just a little bit right here, and Murden taking a little bit of damage, but able to get back along with Falstead here. So Illidan already down 1 death. I thought he had 2. I apologize. I was marking down for 2 deaths, but he only has 1. So I'd like to see somebody start getting some of these Merc camps here to see if they get a little added wrinkle and pressure against their opponents here, but none of the teams are looking at it. Cigar is going to work on here on this bottom cannon, get a little more XP along with Sonya down there. The cannon rounds are out. Burden is the only one down here, so this cannon is going to fall as well. And we are going to see the big fight coming out here in the top lane as Joe is caught out in lane, but nothing more. But Cucumber and Cecil are on the shrine here. Thrall does come out, Wolf does come out. Big orb from Li Ming here, getting caught really low. Oh my! Here we go. Mediocre at Best does get the first Dragonite, but Thrall and Rhaegar are both really exceptionally low. Falstead caught out here. What is he going to do? Oh my goodness, Hammer does come out, doesn't hit anybody here. He doesn't have his barrel roll. It is already down, and he looks like he's going to get just beaten down by all 3 members of Mediocre at Best. Meanwhile, here in mid lane below gently is in the Dragonite, taking down cannons, making big kicks. Illidan does come in from behind and starts putting some damage on the Dragonite. Bright Ring coming in with a blink here as the Dragonite pressures in on the mid lane well here. Burden getting exceptionally low here along with, looks like Illidan starting to get a big maw from Jay with all 3 there. Able to save his team, and Illidan, or Li Ming with the orb, with the beams, with the missiles, knocking 2 people out all by herself, and the resets are a-coming. Wow, excellent play between Zagara and Li Ming there. Exceptional play. Congratulations to both of them. And with that, Mediocre at Best takes a slightly less than 1 level lead here. They're sitting at level 12 as Degeneration that sits at only 11 here. Taking a look at the talents right there. Nothing too out of the ordinary. As we see Mercs being taken by Mediocre at Best and then pushing into mid lane, taking a quick leap. Oh my, Rhaegar caught out completely and just eats that beam all day until he dies, down for 20 seconds here. Bit of a rotation here against Zagara here, and I wanted to see, what did Illidan take? He took Hunt. Not a whole lot of Illidan players take Hunt. I am a big fan of Hunt. However, I have been talked into getting rid of Hunt mostly and going more with Metamorphosis, but I am a big fan of Hunt. I've always been a big fan of Hunt. Illidan and Falstad coming in, and the big oh from Sonya doesn't get anybody. Was looking to get Falstad, but Mediocre Best is able to take down their team, and Zagara does eat it from both Illidan and Falstad here, even though we do have some pressure here in the bot lane. Right, we're going to break in on below gently here, and the battle big does ensue here against the Mercenaries and 3 members of Degeneration X. They're all caught out completely there. So, oh, the big gust in on Brightwing. What is she going to do? She does blink away. The wolf does come out from Thrall with a Sunder, but completely misses Brightwing on that. A little bit of a waste, and we're going to see the side of Degeneration X. 2 big alts are down. Gust and Sunder are down for roughly 40 seconds for Sunder, Gust, and 60 seconds for Sunder. Both teams are returning now to mid lane and their respective lanes to get a little bit more soaking here. Degeneration X needs to pick up the XP here to make sure that they can continue that unequal ground here with Mediocre at best. However, they are going to be down now a little bit less than a level here. Thrall cut out here a little bit by Joe. Li Ming coming in along with Brightwing. The big beam comes out from Li Ming, and then Polymorph here, not able to get away. Oh, big Ancestral heal from Rhaegar. Nice job, Rhaegar, to save his good buddy Thrall. The Orc brothers working it right here in top lane. Big rotation here coming from Falstad on Jay here in the bottom lane, and Zagara. It looks like he is going to get caught out, and the mod does come out even though Zagara does die, but Blow Gently once again is going to get himself into the Dragon Knight and push this thing as far as he can. Great job on the side of Mediocre at best, grabbing their second Dragon Knight of the match here in a row. Bit of a rotation now from Degeneration X to respond to this Dragon Knight here in mid lane. Every big kick comes out on Rhaegar as Blow Gently tries to take Dragon Knight out since he does not have any support. Nobody's coming down to help him. Not much of value coming out of this here. Big orb of missiles do come out along with Beam. Rhaegar is in front of it and does go down. The push is now coming back to the flip here. Sonya is out. The wolf does come out under tower. She's trying to get out. Beam again with the recess there. Condemn coming out from Joe. Big orb coming on from Li Ming to Muradin. A lot of damage coming out of both the tanks and Falstad and Sonya, but no deaths after Rhaegar went down here. Looks like both teams are going to start rotating to the bot lane here, since the bot tower here is about a little less than half health, and along with getting Mediocre at best siege camps. I can't remember if it's bruisers or siege. I always get those two confused. Both mid tower and bottom tower are really low here since the Dragon Knight tried to attack the mid tower twice now, and Zagara has been pushing pretty heavily here at the bot lane on that, with Zagara trying to push out a little bit. Not much, no team help at all with the Rhaegar and Illidan here. Gotta be careful. Falstad coming up with a big they're gonna use the gust, but does get away. Brightwing does come in for the blink and the shield, and does get away. 4 members here now in the bot lane of Degeneration X as they're getting ready for the shrines do pop up and they do take out the mercenary camps in pursuit. But right now, though, Joe's coming in on Illidan. Illidan caught out a little bit. A big orb from Illidan along with missiles, able to dive away under his buddy Zagara. Here comes another Ancestral heal from Rhaegar. Way to go, Night L. Where they were there, and now they're getting a big fight over the mercenary camps. Who is going to grab that? It looks like Degeneration X is going to give this up, but Muradin says, nope, not today. I'm coming in too as well. Big battles ensuing, a lot of damage coming out. Remember, big gust comes out. Not able to get Joe, though, however, to re-engage here from Mediocre at best. Illidan's coming out. Joe is extremely low. Maw comes out, hits 2 of them. What are they going to do? Muradin's still sitting in this thing, eating this damage up, and for their efforts, Degeneration X gets the mercenary camp, and along with 2 more kills. Congratulations to Falstad coming in on, who is that? Brightwing. Poor Brightwing trying to get away and dies right underneath her gate. Sonya, I don't know where she was. Sonya here in the top lane, and Thrall here in the top lane as well. This is a great momentum swing for Degeneration X. It's their first big momentum swing now. They're on even keel with talent tiers and experience. 7 uppers is now in the Dragon here, pushing the mid lane and getting their first real pressure onto the mid gate here as we move forward. In mid lane, only one person, Sonya, is only here defending this thing. Nobody is coming down to help Joe is not coming down to help here, trying to defend bottom lane a little bit, but the play here is in the mid lane. Very, very difficult right now, as we're seeing Mediocre best death timers do run out, and they are going to start re-engaging here. But the keep is already, excuse me, the tower is already down as they're rotating out and probably going to push the bottom lane. Yes, the rotation is going to come to bottom lane from Degeneration X, and in turn, Mediocre best is going to meet them here in bottom lane. Big kick comes out on Rhaegar here. I'm sorry, on Zagara. Get her out of the way here, and the keep here looks like it is doing a lot of damage now coming out. Ooh, big orb, and the beam's coming out against Sonya, and is he going to go down? Cecil does come out with a big kick from 7-uppers. Oh, the big from Sonya to lock him in place. We are going to see Illidan go down. Big resets coming in. Oh my! Who is that? Thrall is down now with a reset on from Li Ming, and the chase is on here in bot lane against Rhaegar and Muradin. I don't think they're going to have enough speed to catch both of these guys, but Li Ming is not giving up the ghost, getting a little bit of extra damage up on Muradin. So nice little response there, even though Mediocre best did lose a big team fight right before the Dragonite, and we do see the bottom lane tower go down for Degeneration X. Even though the Mediocre best did lose that big fight right before the Dragonite spawned, they were able to calm themselves, get themselves, collect themselves, re-engage, don't take any silly challenges, and then they were able to kill the Dragonite, get a couple of kills, and now the momentum has now potentially swung back in their favor. Both teams trying to just clean up their respective lanes. Bruiser camp is grabbed. Bottom bruiser camp is grabbed by Mediocre at best as they move into the siege camp. Their siege camp here. Illidan, 3 members of Degeneration X taking on their bruiser camps here in the mid lane. Each team getting their respective camps to get a little added pressure, or to match the pressure that their opponent has put on them with their merc camps, and the rotation is on here to top lane. Looks like the entire team, minus Zagara, is going to be in top lane for Mediocre at best. Bottom lane here is going to have all the members of Degeneration X, and the push is going to be here in the top lane for Mediocre at best, and the rotation is coming in. However, only Falstead is here, but he's going to get a nice little surprise here as he realizes that, oh, the big leap comes in and the beam and goes down. Wow, nobody up there to help him. I keep saying her because of the damn bird. And she should have just, once she saw more than one person there, he should have just got out of there quickly. With that now, Falstead down for almost a full minute, and it's going to be a 4v5 for this next Dragonite phase here. To see what they're going to do. Bottom shrine is captured by Degeneration X. His top shrine is captured by Mediocre at best. To add a little bit of salt to injury here, Mediocre best is going to spawn their siege camps and have that push while they go hunting for Degeneration X. Both teams are at their level 20 talents now. Here, no seemingly XP advantage here. However, I would say the momentum has swung on the side of Mediocre best at this particular moment. Looking at the talents, nothing too big out of the ordinary from either team as the tier talents coming in. We are going to see a big fight ensue here in top lane as Sonya is able to get away, and the shrine does look like it's going to go up for the side of Mediocre at best, but Muradin is there waiting. And I did notice that Li Ming did take the elements build so she can get more of her beam used as like a reset. Not a whole lot of people do take that. People elect to go another route usually with Li Ming's storm talent, but why not? Li Ming is doing an exceptional job so far, so there's nothing I would say that I would question why she's using what she's doing. And that big beam does come out again and grabs down Rhaegar. The healer's already dead. Illidan is going down. Thrall is extremely low. Sonya's bringing on the chase here. There comes, and she's going to, no, nothing to get it. Almost got Thrall with that slam. Muradin again is extremely low. Able to pop his ult to save himself as he's going to continue to get out. Falstead here for a little bit of a response to help his buddy. And Sonya coming down from the top lane to see if she can do something about it. But she's going to just engage all by herself here. Try to get Muradin. She's going to get extremely low herself as the rotation is here. And Muradin is extremely low. He needs to get out. Falstead is still at full stealth here. However, we're not seeing that. And then the big beam does come with oh my goodness, with polymorph, and able to barrel roll away to safety is Falstead. Looks like we're going to have a bit of the rotation from both teams. They're all going to get the top camp or top shrine, as Cucumber here is going to get the bottom shrine for their respective teams. And mid is Fort is still up. It's kind of funny that Mediocre Best has been working on this mid camp ever since this mid tower ever since their first Dragonite way back when, around 10 minutes, 10-minute marker, and that thing is still not down, and it did just come down as we're here. And the big rotation here from all 5 members of the Gen D Generation X is pressuring this top lane, trying to get this down. Why not? They can't see what we see. However, the majority of Mediocre Best is in bot lane, invading on their camp. But that doesn't matter too much. Muradin is being a little bit of a scout for himself, for his team, and the camp does come out here, and the rotation is going to be on here. Falstead flying in to support their bottom interior gate here. Big boom and lightning coming down on Zagara, taking out practically half her health. Still all by himself, coming out a little bit too far. Able to get the leap out from Sonya. Here it is with the divine shield coming down. I'm not sorry, the shield's coming down from Joe. Falstead already down. Ancestral's coming out on Muradin, and the big battle here is going to be with bot lane with pressuring siege camps for Mediocre at best, and this keep here for Degeneration X is in trouble. Popo getting extremely low here. Big Unstoppable does come out to help save him. Illidan is trying to get in here. Big Maw comes out but doesn't hit anybody. It looks like Ancestral does come out on Muradin, able to keep him up low gently, getting extremely low, able to do spins for wins to get out of there. Oh, the big hunt comes down from Illidan as it didn't. That's why I love that hunt. 7-Uppers is getting extremely low, and he goes down with Muradin, and Rhaegar getting extremely low and caught out. Thrall is less than half health, and the big beam, and look at that. It is a 4-to-1 exchange in favor of Mediocre at best. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be, in my opinion, the G's. Wow, big battle ensued. I like what both teams were doing, engaging their trying to use their talents to go after vulnerable and low health members like Illidan with Hunt trying to come in here. Falstead is back up. We're going to see what we can do. Big Gust does come out, and honestly, the Gust is probably the only thing that probably stopped them from losing this core, but they are going to see the re-engagement Mediocre at best from Popo using Condemn, trying to get out Falstead here, and we are going to see the keep getting down to 50-some% here. Illidan diving in on Zagara as he's getting extremely low. 10%, 5%, 3%, 1%, and that is going to be the G's. Congratulations to Mediocre at best. A well-fought match. Back and forth, honestly, taking a look here as we get into the score screen. Both teams had their opportunities of momentum switch, so it wasn't a complete steamroll, a rickroll from Mediocre at best there, even though they were the ones that were generally on top of most of this match. Looking at the kill counters here, Mediocre at best getting 17 kills to 10 kills to Degeneration X. A lot of damage coming out from Li Ming, no surprise. 88k hero damage leading everybody. Siege damage coming on the side of Joanna. Joanna getting the most siege damage of the match. Thrall matching that for the other team of Degeneration X. If I would have to go out and give my MVP, it's going to be Li Ming. Li Ming had amazing timely orbs and burst and teleports in. Taking a look at the talent, seeing how she did that. She did take the Calamity build there. She went power hungry for the mana, dominance for the 4, and then there's the Calamity with the beam, and then the Tal Rasha elements for the extra beam love as it is. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. And looking at my time, I got about 20 minutes to reset myself for another match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did, even though this was kind of a haphazardly thrown together match. Stay tuned for another match from here, and congratulations again to Mediocre at best. And my hat does tip to Degeneration X. Take care, guys.